In our last video, we had completely filled out our planned spending for the month. Now we are going to start actual spending and see how well we line up. Today is Friday and I received my paycheck. Yay! I add that in. Now you can see that my actual income versus planned income is starting to fill out. It tells me I've received half of my expected income for the month. My mortgage is due on the 1st but has a no penalty leniency until the 15th. I don't want to make a bad habit of waiting until the last minute to pay, so I paid my mortgage this morning. I also set my bank's bill pay to pay my cable bill on the 9th, as it is due on the 10th. As you can see, my overall spending in comparison with my planned spending is starting to fill out, as are my actual spending versus actual income, which is letting me know I still have roughly $470 left to spend out on this paycheck. For some expenses, I actually pull the cash from the bank and store it in envelopes noting how much I deposited. When I need to spend money for that item, I merely pull the cash from the envelope and write an entry on the envelope describing what I use the money for. This is known as using an envelope system. I find for certain expenses, paying cash helps me to spend less, and for some items, such as gas, is actually cheaper when I pay with cash. If you don't want to use an envelope system, that is okay. Merely adding budget line items can act as a digital envelope system, so you can keep track of individual purchases. But if you do use an envelope system, certain types of expenses allow you to make envelope deposits. For my envelopes, I allocate $200 for groceries, $100 for restaurants, $100 for gas, and $50 for pet supplies. I really should save now, as I've made a lot of changes. If you look at my actual spending versus actual income, you can see that I only have $19.24 left to spend. That lets me know I am done spending until I receive my next paycheck. Let's fast forward to the next payday. It's Friday the 19th and I've received my next paycheck. Yay! I add that in. Now I can finish depositing money into my envelopes. I add money to my groceries and house maintenance envelopes. I also had an unexpected trip to see the doctor because I was sick. I took $20 out of my existing copay envelope and $45 out of my medication envelopes. Luckily, I left a little wiggle room in the budget for unexpected expenses, so I can simply add to the plan and pay back those envelopes. Even after those new expenses, you can see that I still have roughly $100 left to budget. One thing I can do now that I have certain categories fully populated is close those categories. Those are categories that have no remaining expenses or future income. Closing categories reminds me that I am done filling out information in those areas and helps me to see what I have left to pay for. I will do that now. Once again, I will save my changes. I received all my utility bills for the month. Now I can put in the actual numbers for those which vary slightly each month. I can also pay for them. Now the only things I have left to pay for are my credit card debt and my emergency fund for the month. But you can see I have $119.65 left to budget. If you like a truly zero-based budget, I recommend placing the excess into either paying off debt or accumulating savings. Since I have been saving to my emergency fund for a few months now, I feel more comfortable working harder in paying off my credit card debt. Now I have a zero-based budget. And now everything is spent. All my numbers add up. That's it.